Let's face it, we all have our bestie, our number one, that player who's got a third you can trust and knows just what to say when you're having a bad day. Then there's the rest, the rotating bunch of wannabes, has-beens, and never-weres. You can't afford to just sit home and wait for your bestie, so what's a player to do? Adapt and thrive. As a CoachME subscriber, you're a learner and a flexible, forgiving partner, so I don't need to dive too deep into the mental characteristics of an adaptive mindset. Instead, we're getting straight into what kind of game you'll need to play complementary pickleball and make your new team formidable. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to group complementary shots together as they need to be thought of together to be effective. So let's get into it with the serve and the third ball. The first piece of the puzzle is how your new partner serves. Broadly, are they aggressive or conservative? More specifically, what kind of depth, power, or angles do they employ? If your new partner serves aggressively, chances are it can easily cause some short returns, which means you need to consider how you're going to capitalize on those. Stand a little closer to the baseline and use a side-on stance to give yourself the best chance to move forward quickly. If you're not a fan of driving the ball, then this is a great time to step outside of your comfort zone. Safe in the knowledge that there may be some growing pains, the shot selection is correct, and it won't be long before the execution is also. The opposite of aggressive depth is equally important. If your new partner has a weak serve, then you should expect some deep returns coming your way. If your natural tendency is to stand inside the baseline, then it's time to back up and give yourself plenty of space to set up for what should likely be a drop. Remember, your partner's third ball is usually a reflection of their serve. Weak servers don't typically feel comfortable driving thirds, and as such, their movement patterns aren't geared towards crashing the kitchen line. You need to complement this style by matching it so that they feel safe and secure in the transition zone. The return of serve is one of the most underrated shots in the game. You can't win the point, but you can quickly lose it, so how you choose to play this ball needs real consideration. The first thing to keep in mind when you're returning is whether you're trying to attract the fourth ball, or is it better for your team if your partner gets to play it. Remember, most third balls like to go cross-court. If your partner has a longer reach, has better hands, or moves a little faster across the kitchen, then you'd be wise to direct the ball to the opponent cross-court from them. It won't get them the ball every time, but at least you'll give your team a good chance. The opposite to this theory obviously holds true also. If you possess the more effective fourth ball, then returning cross-court from yourself is a great way to attract the next ball. If it's your new partner's turn to return serve while you wait at the kitchen line, then there's a few things you can do as well. Firstly, communicate your observations about each of your fourth ball qualities and therefore where the return of serve should be directed. With any luck, they agree, but regardless, try your best to learn quickly if your opponents are actually targeting a player with their third ball, and if so, who? Making use of this information revolves around stacking on return of serve with one of two objectives in mind. 1. Keep your opponent's target player consistently in their preferred position. Or 2. Keep your opponent's target player mobile, so you keep your opponents guessing where they should hit their third ball. If you happen to be your opponent's target, then there's no real need for Q&A. But if it's your partner, then ask them which side they like the most and proceed to stack to keep them there. Play a handful of points to see if this is effective enough. If it's not, you'll need to choose objective 2, keep that player mobile. Keep in mind, this doesn't just mean playing straight up. It means stacking also whenever your team is stuck on a score for more than a few side outs. Another important aspect of being at the line while your new partner is returning is how aggressive you need to be as a potential third ball poacher. This relates to just how fast your partner is getting up to the kitchen line after the return. If they are always fast enough to be well balanced and ready to play an effective fourth ball, great, no problems. If your partner is routinely slow, however, you'll need to be very active, knowing that your opponents will likely see this weakness and go after them. Look to intercept drives with quick lateral movement, and when handling a drop on your partner's side of the court, Resist the urge to play back behind yourself, as you can easily get burned down the line. Instead, just play a dink to the middle or cross court so that you can buy your partner plenty of time to get up to the kitchen line. Today we just looked at the first 4 balls of the point, and I'm sure you can see there's a lot to digest. So much of how well you can adapt to a new partner is how quickly and easily you can communicate with them. Practice patience and understanding with them, and you'll get the same in return. In the next lesson, we will dive into how to adapt well when the point becomes a dink battle. Till then, see you at the kitchen line.